One of the healthiest things you can do in business is evolve over time, adjust and change, or pivot as things are needed, or life changes, business changes. And that's how people stay in business for so long. So when I started in business, I came up with the idea of having a graphic design firm called ID Graphics. It was like image design graphics. I created my logo actually on a napkin in um, a restaurant or a bar when I was in college, and used that as our design for our logo. And then over time, our company got known, not just for graphic design, which would be logos and brochures and websites, but we realized that we were really strategic. We like to ask questions, and if clients or people had challenges or things that they felt were holding them back from what their vision was, I was really good at identifying those small steps that we could take in order to go from where they were today to where they wanted to be. And sometimes there were questions like, gosh, I really can't find a place to build or create the next building that we want to do. That was with a company called Gerding Edlen, who actually helped develop and start the Pearl District in Portland, as well as other areas. And that was from a question that I asked, well, where could you build that's not buildable right now? And so we got out a map. This was a long time ago in his office, and he started brainstorming different areas that he could go into that weren't actually buildable at the time. And then he was innovative in figuring out how to build there. What could he do to make it buildable? And as many people know, the Pearl District is a big part of Portland. It's right in the center now. You think of Portland as the Pearl District a lot of times. It's kind of where Powell's, a little bit south of where Powell's is. And there's a whole lot of businesses and high rises and so on. And so much has changed. And Gerding Edlen over time kept developing and innovating in so many different ways and having conversations with other cities. And I know that they're working on a big project right now, almost, what's that, about 30 years later, where they're helping to redesign the city of Boise. And so urban development has been a big part of their business. It's really cool to see. I also worked with a company and a farm called Liepold Farms, and you guys have probably heard me talk about them before, but originally they were just a berry farmer. And then when we worked with them, created a logo and then had conversations about other ways that they could get their berries out into the community, whether it was like with Burgerville, who uses their berries in their shakes, or working with local retailers, or having their own harvest festival where people came in and learned more about farming and how they could work together with other farms to create this community. I also worked with a company called Montavilla Sewing Center, who sold sewing machines. And when we started working with them, their store had burnt down. After quite a few years being in business, they were going into their third generation, but having to start over. And so when they started over, we started asking conversations strategically about what makes Montavilla different and how could people come in not just to buy a sewing machine, but to have an experience. So the clubs and classes and events became the community that they also were able to build. And we developed a magazine that would come out on a quarterly basis and promote the classes and clubs events, as well as selling the different sewing machines. I also did email communications, social media, and created an online system so that they could get all this community element online, that people could go and sign up online. And just that, when you go to Montavilla, you have an experience. You're getting to know the people there, and you're getting to learn how to use the sewing machine. And so it's not just buying a product, it's creating and using sewing as your hobby, or as a creative outlet, or as a way to show others your gifts and how you love other people through what you create. So I was able to integrate those concepts into a lot of those clients, as well as the dental and health industry, working with people on concepts, how to expand conversations beyond the doctor's office. And so that was really my passion, is what is it? What's so important with conversations, and how can it help us keep moving forward and innovating and changing throughout our career, throughout our business? And that's how Healthy and Fun Choices came about. So I thought I would share just a little bit. So originally I came up with a activity workbook, and I designed it for kids so that it could start conversations with parents and doctors could give it out. So dentists, doctors, and healthcare providers, whatever they were doing, could go home with the families, and the conversations could continue. So that was really the concept behind Healthy and Fun Choices, bridging the gap, starting conversations about what's important, getting out of bed in the morning, brushing your teeth, looking in the world around that we live, finding laughter and appreciating the world in which we live. And then, of course, important to eat colorful foods. So learning your colors by the foods that we eat, eating healthy and fresh foods, what's on our plate, how do we be polite and kind, who am I? The activity book starts with, what's your name? Who are you? What are some of your favorite things right now? And I think a lot of times we forget about that. We forget about ourselves, which is one of the most important things of Healthy and Fun Choices, are those conversations we have with others, as well as the conversations that happen in our head. You know, what is the conversation? Is it positive? Are we negative? Are we being critical? Are we second guessing ourselves? Are we being anxious? Like, what are some of those thoughts that are happening within our mind? Are we able to tell the truth with ourselves and with others? And so all of that is important. Sleep, reading, how to be creative. What does creativity look like throughout your day? How are you able to plan and be proactive? So after I did those activity books, then I expanded into, like, Nurture Nature is an activity book, a soccer activity book. Oregon is fun, rain or sun. Washington is fun, rain or sun, getting kids out, exploring their state. Yes, I am. Yes, I can, using the words yes versus no. You know, so many times you hear parents say, no, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. But what about yes? What can we do? Yes, you can do that. And yet, the word yet, you know, it may be not right now yet, or it's not yet time for that, but you will get there. So thinking about some of our initial responses is like that, yes, you can do it. Let's figure out a way, get creative. I have a child who didn't really like to sit down and learn a lot. So I created an activity book that was more about, like, fast cars and jets and planes and all those different things, so that he could have a way to sit down and we can work on scrambling words, word find, make it fun to learn. So that was really the concept between about the activity books. And then beyond there, I expanded into creating a magazine, because I saw how other clients had such success creating this magazine in the community. And so that's where we are today. So we have the magazine that we had created, and now we're taking it into an app. The magazine is going to come back, and together we can create this community online with podcasts, interviews, blogs, video blogs, just like what I'm doing here, and sharing and inspiration. And other ways, we're getting Healthy and Fun Choices into the classroom. I guess it would be good if it was right side up. These are little borders that teachers could put up in the classroom, handed out to preschools. When I went in and spoke at national educators conferences, again, that's upside down. But anyways, so these are borders. If you want some borders, let me know. I still have some. I can get them out to you. animations. We have some fun animations for doctor's offices, or even just kids can watch them. If you go online and look up YouTube and type in healthy fun choices, you'll come up with a variety of animated videos. And we'll also have them on the website that you could buy if you want, or you can get them somehow so that you can share, so that's an important piece. So now I have this opportunity for businesses to be part of healthy and fun choices and align with us, because I have all this marketing background and communications and maybe it's not marketing, it's more like educating, right? We're all educating, we're having conversations. And so now that's what we are. We're creating this platform that you can also be part of. So if you have any questions, again, healthy and fun choices is about innovating, it's about being creative, and it's about adjusting and shifting to what you see and need around you. And so I love interviewing other innovative business leaders who also are starting conversations and continuing the concept that we can keep changing and evolving, or we can see something or somewhere that we want to be and we want to take our business and we can get there. It's just those little steps. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. So I look forward to talking to you soon. And I hope this is inspirational information for you if you have your own business or if you're thinking about going into business. I'd love to be a mentor or an inspiring partner or person that helps you move forward in whatever you're doing.